Hello everybody, and welcome back. Okay. Yeah, enjoying watching this picture come to life. See the, I don't know if this is supposed to be a garden wall or a hedge, but, and the trees showing up. Especially when you get to step back from your work. When you're up close, sometimes it doesn't look so good. And when you back up and see the full impact, it's pretty impressive. See, I got a lot of short little parked threads here. That is okay. Always trying to get one last stitch if I can. Yeah, this one is too short. The other two in this area, so I'll have to do a new thread for those. Okay. Zoom out a bit, see how much I've got of this color. Whether it's worth putting this color in my working tray or not. Oh, yeah. Again, grid line saving me from putting that in the wrong place. Yeah, I saw in a group recently, actually, someone else who also does this sulky monofilament thread for their gridding, but they said every 5 to 10 lines, they use a different color of thread, which I hadn't thought of doing, but that's a pretty good idea. You can see where your 50 and 100 lines are, make it even easier to count. Especially if you were doing, say, like extreme cross country, that would certainly help. Oh, look at that. Yeah, sometimes a little glitch there on the pattern keeper. You just keep it in move mode and wiggle it around a little bit, and it generally fixes it without you having to close the app and start it again. Actually, should probably restart my tablet soon. I haven't done that in quite a while. Yeah, so this was a piece of floss. You can see I used to store it on a bobbin because it's all got all the kinks in it. So that's why I don't do that anymore. Switched over to the envelopes. Because yeah, the kinks in the floss, it tends to knot up more. Oh my goodness. No luck today. Okay, now we got her. Yeah, usually I can thread a lot more easily than that. I've seen some people on YouTube who can thread even faster than me. I remember watching my grandma casting on stitches for knitting, and she uses the long tail cast on, which uses 2 pieces of yarn to make a stitch instead of one, and that was a cast on I could never figure out myself. was tough to do, and it's very awkward, and she is like a blur. Just watching her just going in like 10 stitches in a couple of seconds, just cast on. So yeah, really impressive. Yeah, when I get going with knitting, I can knit fairly quickly, but casting on and casting off, I'm pretty slow at that. Okay, so I think I'm going to go to the left and work my way back up. Although either way, I'm going to be changing colors a fair bit, I think. Yeah, this is an area with a bit more confetti. Although one nice thing I find is it does keep me from getting repetitive stress injury. When I have big blocks of color, I have to be careful to take more breaks and stretch more so that I don't end up all sore. Even if it's the same number of stitches I've done in a day. Yeah, the same motion without breaks, not good for you. One time I didn't really stop to take enough breaks, and then I couldn't stitch for like 2 days afterwards, so yeah, it cost me more time in the long run. I should have taken breaks. Plus, you know, I was in pain. That's not fun. Okay, so this color is very scattered. We're probably going to end up with several threads. Well, I guarantee we're going to end up with several threads because of the way the stitches are scattered. I don't like crossing back and forth with the thread or closing in stitches, of course. So multiple threads for me. And same with this color. Oh, pardon me. Ugh, we got scam call at like 5 in the morning. Ugh, one of those auto dialers. Trying to claim your social insurance number is suspended, which is not a thing. So you know it's a scam right away. Okay, so multiple threads. Okay, that's short, and this other one, is it long enough? Yeah, that one's longer, so that's the one I will be parking. This one I'll just do this stitch and finish it off. Oh, hang on 1 minute. I'm going to actually just check this other part thread to make sure it is enough to do that second stitch. Yes, that is longer. Okay. Because, yeah, if it was super short, this one could stretch to it and do the one stitch. I would hate to end off a thread only to find out I could have left it joined and saved myself the trouble. Although, fortunately, with the loop starts, there isn't too much bulk on the back, even with multiple threads being joined. Yeah, I was actually surprised when I changed my stitching method from cross-country to parking. The back of my work doesn't really look that different. So go figure. You would think using such a different method would affect that, but didn't really. In fact, I took a picture of it right where I switched, and I know exactly where it was, but couldn't really see it, so. Because I had people saying parking takes up more thread, but it really depends how you do it. I mean, if you're carrying across, 30, 40 stitches to park, then yes, of course, it's going to take more, but most people aren't going to do that. Yeah, lots and lots of color changes. I will not be bored. Oh, I thought that one was threaded, but I guess not. Hadn't gotten to it yet. Oh, let's not split those plies. Okay, nowhere to carry for this. All right, so end off, and I'll save the pieces there. Long enough I can still do some confetti stitches with them. My goodness, the neighbor's dog is barking his head off. Oh yeah, he's happy. Happy his human is home. Yeah, lots of shorter threads to end off, so we're going to be thinning out this big bundle of threads, I think. Darker color, so I'm going to put that along across the back. I see here's a shadow side of another tree, like the shrub type tree. Yeah, so I worked from the left, so then this way I can do these two stitches at the same time instead of having to do the top one and park it to keep from closing in what's to the left of it. Shorter pieces left over. Was just trying to find which one is the right length to do two stitches, so I won't run out, but I won't have too much wasted either. This is a bit of a darker color, but where I'm pen stitching it is going to be covered up by other blue. So it shouldn't show through. Alrighty. I'm going to do that one as well. For now, go back up and then do the other stitches in the next pass. So sometimes just the way it works out, I kind of take a snaky path through the section of color just to keep from closing stuff in. In the end, though, it'll all look the same. Okay, this is too short to park, so we will tie this off. Kind of a shame as there's only 3 stitches, but this is not enough to squeak out 3 more stitches. Okay, I may actually just unthread that and leave it, yeah. Because I'm going to do multiple threads for this half-filled circle one. Because of the way they're scattered, I can see that already. So yeah, I am going to just park that there. And then I'm just going to leave these ones that are kind of just before the line for the next diagonal. Procrastinate them until later. I'll leave that threaded for now because I may do it and finish it off. We'll see. Okay, so again, I can see this is going to be more than one thread in this area. Yeah, there's a few paths kind of that I'm going to give their own threads to. Oh, I'll try to get this free without unthreading it. Haha, managed. Okay. Yeah, so park that right there. And then, yeah, new thread for that. Again, I may just leave that for the next diagonal because it's right on the line. We shall see what I decide to do. Again, go to the left, work my way back to the right, and decide what to do from there. Okay, now I have one parked. lower down. It is fairly long. Okay. That's all right. Yeah. I can always end off an extra thread later if I feel like it, but there's enough stitches. I think I'll be using up both in this area anyway, so it won't be a problem. So this one, as they are leftmost, cornermost, as always. Yeah, so I have a few colors now that are below 100 stitches, so I'm hoping to hit a 0 in the next month, even if I'm not quite 2/3 of the way through. It was funny, my last project I made using Pattern Keeper, and I was so excited for my first 0, and then I didn't even realize it happened till maybe the next day. Yeah, somebody said, can we get like a confetti or fireworks or something that goes across the screen on Pattern Keeper when you hit a 0? Yeah, and then I took a picture of it, texted my friend, look, I hit a 0. She is also a stitcher, so she gets it. Why I was so excited about that. So my next project, probably going to do something a bit smaller for a bit quicker gratification. Yeah, it's about 60,000 stitches, which is only 60,000 stitches. Of course, I used to think that was big, but now compared to these ones that are over 200,000, yeah, 60,000 seems like nothing. Okay, so again, gonna check the length of the threads. Make sure this other part one is long enough to do those 4. It should be. So this one, yeah, it's not very long either, so I will end it off. There we go. It only takes one pull to get the end to pop up, several to get it to go back. It's kind of like they say when you're plugging in a USB, you should get it right half the time, right? But nope. Yeah, so these colors are kind of going sort of the opposite to the diagonal, so that results in more frequent color changes. Gotcha. Okay, so that one and then those two. the colors are kind of going the same way as your diagonal slant, then it goes a little faster. But no big deal. Speed is not my most important. Okay, I see I did 2 threads, separate threads for this. That's just fun. Oops. Throw my needle away. I got lots more, but I certainly don't want to leave it where somebody could get stabbed by it. Yeah, I have to be careful when I'm moving my frame because sometimes needles that I've dropped and didn't notice, they end up in the grime guards. So when I take the grime guards off, I send the needle flying everywhere. Don't want anyone to find that with their foot. That is no fun. Okay, now where am I? Nope, it is this one. Let's see, so this should be long enough, yes, to do those other 3, but I want to do the stitches that are between them, of course, first. I like to do, of course, as usual, the stuff that's above and to the left, before the stuff that is below and to the right. Just double checking with my grid lines that I am in the right place. Okay, so yeah, new thread. Oh dear. See if I can untangle this without tightening it up. Yeah. Fortunately, it's near the end, so if I do have to cut it out, it will not be the end of the world. Okay. Very fiddly. Oh. Aha! Look at that. Got it. Yeah, I don't want to stitch my hair into the project. Have that happen with knitting sometimes. Okay, so go up and back as I don't cross as I go. Okay. Oh, goodness. There we go. Yeah, this one will be a tight fit, but I think we can get those 4 stitches out of it. Okay, had to make sure both strands had actually gone through the eye of the needle. Yeah, I've tried to stitch like that before, and it does not work. Makes a tangle. Okay, I'm gonna unthread that because it's too short. The needle will not want to stay on. Yeah, that one was borderline, almost fell off. Try to leave that threaded, but we'll see how well it cooperates. Okay, just trying to decide how I'm going to do this. If I do that, and then another thread for that. We shall see, yeah. Of course, it also depends on how long this piece is. Oh, it's pretty long. I may do one out of order. We'll see. I think I will. I think this one will be done out of order. Yeah, because trying to do them in order is going to be more trouble than it is worth for me. So I'm going to break my guideline and do it anyway. Okay. And then I'm going to fill in around it, so I'll hide the evidence of it. Okay, yeah, I see I'm going to do two paths with this thread. So I'm going to do those ones that are kind of hugging that edge there. Okay, and then this one in the gap. Okay, and then park it, and then I'm going to fill in that last gap, and then it'll be like it never happened. Yeah, there's no rules. Do what works for you, right? This should be fun, not stressful. There. Done. Yeah, so I've got a lot of these number 4 threads, but yeah, they're all kind of going opposite the direction of the diagonal, so that's why. There we go. Got a knot there. Yeah, I find it's not just feel. I can often hear a knot because the thread makes a different sound when it gets snagged. I find when you're trying to pull it through, you can hear that something is off, or at least I can. I have pretty keen hearing, which can be a curse sometimes. Go to sleep with earplugs at night. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Pardon me. Oh, I'm going in the wrong spot, aren't I? Yep. Yeah, I suddenly went. The parked thread is not in the correct place in relation to where I am putting the thread right now. Glad I caught that. Before I had secured it. Much easier to undo than it's going to be a while till I get to this where it's parked, so I'm going to unthread it because, yeah, I have to do all those 5 stitches that are to the left of it and the one above before I want to do that one. So generally leave things threaded, but sometimes there are reasons not to. Oh, goodness. Come on. be just enough to do that last one. Yeah, might as well. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, I think all of these ones here that are parked here are past the line. So I'm going to unthread them and tuck them away, out of my way. I could do that one, but I don't really need to do the other stitches. I'm not going to do them. So again, like I've said before, that diagonal line is just a guide. Sometimes I go past it, sometimes I stop before it. Just depending on how the colors work out. Okay. You are determined to be difficult, aren't you? Okay, and I'm just gonna see how long this other one is. Okay, it's a fairly long piece too. Yeah, because I might have done these other two stitches sort of down to the left, but I'm going to do it with the other thread instead since it is long enough. Oh, actually, I'm going to do more of this same color, that other one I just checked, which is not threaded. Yeah, but I have, I think, thinned out the number of threads I started with here. Though I have added a few new ones, so 6 of one and half dozen of the other. Okay, but here is one I can end off. So we'll thin it out a bit. Oh. Yeah, you did not want to come out with the needle still on. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Oh, I did did not catch enough threads when I did that. Yeah, there wasn't enough resistance on the needle. That's how I can tell without turning to look. Well, ended one thread, let's start another. However, this thread will not be here long before we can tie it off again. Unfortunately, I did not have a short piece for once. There, smooth that out. Yeah, one thread was pulled through more than the other, so we don't want it to look uneven like that. So yeah, I haven't got as many stitches done in an hour, but that's because there was so much confetti and color changing. That happens. When I get to the pillars, it generally goes a bit faster as there's fewer colors, and they kind of almost go, some of the stitches kind of go in columns more, so that goes pretty quick then. I don't have to change colors very often. I can do 10, 20 stitches of the same color before having to switch. So, oh my. But yeah, that's why you definitely want to pick a picture you're really in love with these big full coverage pieces, because it is quite the time investment to get them done. Yeah, I saw one somebody was doing it was like the Sistine Chapel recreation. I think it was over 1 million stitches. Like, wow. But going to look amazing when it is done. Yeah, they definitely had to special order a piece of fabric big enough for that project. Okay, I'm going to decide. This is really long. The next instance is in the next big square of 100. It's within an inch, so I am going to carry it even though it is a fairly long. And also, one nice thing is there's still quite a few stitches undone between them, so that will anchor that carry down. I won't have to worry about it pulling later. Okay. Where am I? Am I in the right place? No, I almost wasn't. Yeah. Oh yeah, I almost went down way too far. Yeah, this is line 220, not line 230. I guess that's where that different colored grid line would have come in handy, hey? I might do that in the future. Well, that means I would have to order some more different color thread. Yeah, none of the local stores carry it. Ooh, that didn't disappear in there quite as much as I would like, so I'm going to try that again. Oh, if it will let me. Yeah, you can see pin stitches are extremely secure because they are not fun to try to remove later. You know what? No. Let's see, I'm having difficulty removing it, so. I just didn't pull it far enough. Yeah. It should look okay once I stitch over it when I get to that part. But yeah, that's why you got to be careful about pin stitching darker colors where there are lighter colors. Okay, so I think I'll be wrapping this up soon. Oh, goodness me. Yeah. I may need to do a reset soon. Take my my needles off and comb through my threads to untangle them. But thank you for joining me today. And thanks everyone for watching and liking and subscribing and commenting. It means so much to me. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you here again. All right, bye.